Join us as we take a ride through the Natchez City Cemetery. This was such a wonderful part of our trip that we felt like we had to share part of it. In this video, while including some of the track from the CD that you can rent from the visitor center, should in no way take the place of an actual visit here. This is just a brief glimpse and really only just a piece of the wonder that you guys can see at this cemetery. Thanks for watching. From all of us here at the Travel Family.
Well, now we've arrived. Welcome to our final resting ground. An epitaph inscribed on the grave of Anthony Smith seems a fitting introduction to our tour.
Travelers all as you pass by, as you are, now so once was I. As I am now, you soon shall be. Prepare for death and follow me.
This cemetery, begun in 1822, originally encompassed only 10 acres, but now it includes over 100 acres of land. It's filled with beautiful statuary, ironwork, and markers that predate the Civil War, known for many years in the South as the War Between the States. In this small lot, notice the bench and the old box of gardening tools left under it. L.H. Lawrence and his beloved wife, Frances, are resting here. Hello, L.H.
My lovely Frances died suddenly in 1937, but I was devoted to her. For the next 23 years, each day, regardless of the weather, I walked to the cemetery, all the way from downtown Natchez, bringing fresh flowers for her grave. When the days were sunny, I'd pass the time gardening in the plot, and many nights I slept beside her on this very bench. I joined Frances in 1960, and my toolbox remains beneath the bench where I left it, in case the weeds were to grow.
I look back now and wonder how it all came to be. I ventured to Natchez for love, full of hope, but I was left alone. Though this was a wealthy town with plenty of opportunity, I found none. Natchez under the hill was home to gamblers, racetracks, and houses of ill repute. I made my life there as a lady of the night. Overcome by sadness, I succumbed to an illness which Dr. L.P. Blackburn called disorganization of the lungs. This was not the life I'd imagined. Dr. Stratton comforted me as I died, then recommended to the other ladies that they find a more suitable occupation.
Look across the lawn to your right. You'll see in the distance the lone sentinel, a majestic oak tree that has stood here for centuries. In 1980, the tree survived a massive lightning strike, but afterwards, half the tree had to be removed. Some say it revealed the outline of a Confederate soldier, complete with his gun over his shoulder.
Take a look. Can you see him? Some people do. He's there standing guard over the soldier's lot.
Enter here and look down into the grave of Florence Irene Ford, who died at the age of 10 from yellow fever. As a child, poor Florence was frightened both of the dark and of bad weather, so her family built steps down to her grave and a glass window to let the light in.
Her dear mother would descend the steps and sit here with Florence during stormy weather. The glass window has since been bricked over to prevent vandalism of Florence's grave. Today, a watchful little angel sits on the wall, keeping a loving eye over Florence's resting place.
Here you'll see the top of Rufus Case's grave. Enclosed in a three-tiered mausoleum, he faces his Louisiana home where he spent many hours in his favorite rocking chair. Now, Rufus wanted to make sure he would be comfortable in the afterlife. So before his death, he built this mausoleum so he could be buried in his chair.
The Learned Mausoleum.
This prominent structure overlooks the Mississippi River and Louisiana. The mausoleum has been noted for its unique circular stained glass window. Walk up to the mausoleum gate for a look. Look straight ahead and slightly to your right, deep in the distance. Down by the hedge, you'll see the expertly crafted bust of Lewis Winston, created and installed by the noted African-American sculptor Isaac Hathaway. The bust of Lewis Winston is a real treasure for the town of Natchez. Lewis Winston was a prominent free man of color in Natchez society. He was also the founder of the Woodmen of the Union, a black counterpart to Woodmen of the World. Well, Mr. Winston, share your story.
I was born in Natchez in 1844. My father was a wealthy white planter in the area, and I was blessed to be born free. I actually served as a Confederate soldier. I was a bugle for Captain Buck's Cavalry Company, a part of the Breckinridge Guards in the Army of Tennessee. After the war, I moved back to Natchez. I became an attorney and dedicated my life to helping colored people. I founded the Colored Building and Loan, and I served as circuit clerk of Adams County for 20 years. I was able to build my family a beautiful home on St. Catherine Street. Sadly, it burned down a number of years ago.
Ahead, the Turning Angel awaits visitors to the cemetery.
Oh, yes, in my honor. I was constructed in 1908 as a memorial to 5 young female employees tragically killed in a huge explosion inside the Natchez Drug Company on Main Street. Notice as we proceed toward the gates more markers of fallen Confederates and unknown soldiers. Oh, I do wish we had time for all the stories we've heard over the years.
But we've enjoyed our visit wherever the road of life may take you. May the Lord bless thee and keep thee. The Lord make his face shine upon thee, and be gracious unto thee. The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee, and give thee peace. Amen.